welcome to Sunshine Cathedral's Queer God Squad. It's Monday, October 13th, 2025. I am Bishop Darrell Watkins, the senior minister of the Sunshine Cathedral. With me today are Bishop Robert Griffin, Reverend Dr. Ann Atwell, and Reverend Kevin Tisdall. We are the Queer God Squad. Visit sunshinecathedral.org to learn more about us.
Queer God Squad was created by Hotspots Happening Out to support our mission to explore the value of faith in the LGBTQ community. There is no streaming TV show like this in the entire world.
In 2025, we are celebrating the 40th anniversary of Hotspots magazine, with Queer News Tonight sharing over 11,000 stories and 11 million views so far. In February, we produce Pride Fort Lauderdale.
We are the largest nonprofit LGBTQ media organization in America, and we encourage you to support our mission to inform, entertain, and educate our community and allies. This is the Sunshine Cathedral Perspective. The ministry and impact of gay Black priest, Reverend Joseph Wallace-Williams. Reverend Joseph Wallace-Williams is a significant figure in the ongoing conversation about faith, identity, and inclusion within the Christian church. A native of Louisiana, he attended university in his home state and went to seminary in Tennessee. He served as a curate, assistant pastor, in a couple of southern churches and spent a few years in a New York monastery. He became a symbol of resilience and advocate for changes. As the first Black and first gay rector, senior pastor of the Church of St. Luke and the Epiphany in Philadelphia, his ministry provides a powerful example of welcoming and affirming community. He has dedicated his work to ensuring all people, regardless of their sexual orientation or gender identity, can find a spiritual home. Wallace-Williams' public presence and unwavering commitment have helped to open doors for other LGBT people, individuals seeking to serve in ministry, and have inspired many to reconcile their faith with their identity. He embodies the principle of belief in action through his leadership, and according to his Facebook profile, Father Joseph is married to Christopher Decatur. You know what I love about this story, just doing a little research on him, first of all, his previous church before he's at the church now is St. Luke and the Epiphany, and they called it Slate, and I thought it was kind of cute. St. Luke and the Epiphany, kind of slated, like, okay, that's a good little meme thing. But that church was founded in 1898 as a result of two churches that merged in the Philadelphia area. And since 1998, Joseph is the 9th rector of that church. And I was doing a little bit when he was there from 2001 to 2004, and I was trying to do a little bit more research. I am pretty sure it is also was on the Underground Railroad as one of the stops also. Okay. So I think that piece of history for that church is kind of fascinating. But to have been the 9th rector of such a historical church, and to be there from 21 to 24 and being a powerful force and voice and advocacy for a church like that, because when you look at the list of rectors, no women, and he is the first Black gay person to be the rector of that church. And so just his ministry, his presence there, and you can look at some of the programmings of the church. And so when you go to that church's website, the first thing that pops up is a rainbow, the Episcopal Church icon with the rainbow symbol in it. Currently, he pastors a church out in Oregon. And it's called the Episcopal Parish of St. John the Baptist out in Western Oregon. And this church was founded in 1789 after the separation from the Church of England. Now, what I find interesting about him pastoring this church is that he is continuing his same advocacy for justice, and I would say compassion and reconciliation, and being that vibrant presence in the church and being the witness that is allowing people, to find a church, to find a relationship with the church, and also being a mentor to people who want to move forward in ministry, whether it's liaison between the LGBTQ+ community or just the church as a whole. This guy's fascinating. I mean, I've never heard of him before, but he has a fascinating story. And I went plotting around on his Facebook page, and he has his page of quotes. I mean, it's just fascinating, like his guiding quotes and his guiding principles. And, some of them I recognize, like, oh, that's really groovy to think of having quotes like that. And not just one was identifying him, but a lot of them. Now, the other thing I would say about him also in his write-up was about a lot of the things that describe him is what in my Baptist church we would call a call to ministry. being an advocate, being a visionary, being a leader. Those are things that we want to articulate in that call to ministry. Say, this is what I want to do, not only for myself, but also to benefit other people. So he is one to look at and to kind of follow. I would assume that he is probably at some point will become bishop with the track that he's on. I'm just prophesizing there for my olden days. Crystal ball working there. But no, amazing guy, amazing ministry, amazing person to kind of follow and keep track of. But he's done great work in the Episcopal Church and the church as a whole and the church worldwide. So kudos for him being elevated as one of our talking points and perspectives for this time.
Yeah, I'm always excited when queer people do well. They just, queer excellence. And every time a queer person in a position of influence or leadership or as a public figure, anytime you come out, you are helping LGBTQ people and their families and their friends and their allies all over the world. When you come out, you're giving a face for people to see. You're giving a voice for people to hear. And because of where you are or what you're doing or who you're associated with, they'll listen to you. They may not like what you say. They may even fight back, but they will have had to hear you in ways that they didn't before. So every time someone steps up and says, not only am I doing a good job, I as a queer person am doing a good job. And see, we're good people and we do good things and we care about things. Not that we have to justify ourselves to anyone, but just the more we live our lives out loud, the harder it is for all the fools of the world to make a case against us.
I have such great appreciation for this story. And it kind of actually gives me hope, as it were. So often you hear about, forgive me, the crazies in the world. And okay, there's a whole lot of us too. There's a whole lot of us. And when we can hear stories like this and find ourselves in other people and the work that they're doing, you know what? We're not alone in this battle. We are truly not alone.
That's the message for me. That's the only thing that I wrote here was come out. And if you can look in your church and see someone who looks like you, who loves like you love, wow, what empowerment. And so the four of us here are as out as we can. I will walk into the office in the morning and what do I say, Reverend Doctor?
I'm queer.
And she says, I'm used to it. That's where we want people to get to, that being queer is just one part of who we are. The rest of us is just as important.
The state of Florida says, don't say gay.
Yeah, we say gay as loud as we can.
We're going to need you to speak with HR.
Your HR. Am I okay?
Okay then. Probably all good then.
Yeah, the state says we can't say that, but we can say we're queer.
We can say queer. Absolutely.
You didn't say don't say queer.
You didn't say don't say queer.
Hashtag loophole. And that's today with the Queer God Squad.
Before we go, I want to invite you to check out our Performing Arts series. Sunshine Cathedral Center for the Performing Arts has a great acts lined up for the 2025 and 2026 season. Here is a taste of what's coming up.
Golden Ghouls, picture it. Halloween 2025 will be on our stage one night only. That's October 25th.
Then, on November 7th, we welcome back Miss Coco Peru in Fuck This Shit. If this show is like her other tours de force, there will be storytelling, laughs, singing, and a moral to tie up the evening. Or maybe this one is entirely different. You'll have to come to the show to know for sure, but you already know it's going to be one of the best nights of comedy and drag artistry you will have enjoyed all year.
December 7th brings Matthew Daron's annual Holiday Fantasia, always amazing, and this year it will again be co-hosted by Varla Jean Merman.
And in 2026, there are already some great shows lined up, such as Selections from Pearly, a musical based on the play Purely Victorious by Ossie Davis on February the 7th. For more information about these shows and others, and to secure your tickets, go to sunshinecathedral.org/arts.
Please like and share this episode on your social media and look for Sunshine Cathedral on Facebook or Instagram.
You can also like our individual pages on Facebook. Remember to visit sunshinecathedral.org frequently. There you will find Bishop Talk, where Bishop Darrell and I interview queer religious leaders, activists, and scholars.
Thank you for joining the Queer God Squad today. We are here daily at 3 p.m. to have some fun and to discuss what our LGBTQ community is talking about.
Sunshine Cathedral is the world's leading progressive queer church. Progressive, queer, and God are words that naturally should go together. Remember that we're all in this together. And also remember, you are God's miracle, not God's mistake. Until next time, we are the Queer God Squad. Goodbye.